Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 7th week of the spring 2016 semester. Kind of a light week this week. You don't have much to do if you've turned in your first draft of your compare contrast already, and I haven't been in the Dropbox to see if you have or not. Also, tonight should be. Oh no, you've already turned those in. So I'm also going to start grading those narratives. Probably starting today. Probably getting into tomorrow. It'll take me a couple of days to get through all of them. But I want you to, if I give you a note saying that you need to correct these errors and resubmit for a higher grade, I want you to take advantage of that. I want you to actually take the time to correct the errors, but I'm not going to mark every error. I'm going to stop at a certain point in your paper if you have a bunch of errors, and I'm going to say, okay, I've stopped here. You need to fix the errors that come before and then look for those same errors afterwards, because I'm not going to point out every error to you, but you got to learn where your needs are as far as improving as a writer. You've got to know if you keep missing commas that you're going to need to look for commas for these reasons. Say, for example, coordinating conjunctions, or perhaps an interrupter in the middle of a sentence or something like that. So take the time not just to correct the errors, but to learn what those errors are. Learn why you made those errors and how you can fix them. Now, how do you do that? I have in the Useful D2L Handouts folder a document that says how to correct errors in an essay. In fact, that's the title of it, How to Correct Errors in an Essay. So go into that document, open it up, and then go ahead and follow the instructions. Now, even if you get an A on this paper, let's say you don't have a lot of errors, and let's say you have a really, really good narrative. Even if you get an A on this paper, I'll still make comments. So you'll need to go into that folder anyway and open up your document, see what my comments are. My comments may be, great job, keep it up. It could be something like that. Or it could be, well, in future papers you'll need to yada, yada, yada. Whatever it is I've decided to focus on. So everybody will need to open that document once I get these things graded and look at my comments and see what you need to do to improve as a writer, because all these comments are personalized, and that's one of the reasons why it takes me so long to grade these papers, especially if I'm going to get a bunch of really bad papers, because I have to make a lot of really bad comments. Not bad comments, a lot of useful comments. So make sure that you take time to do that. The other thing is I extended the compare and contrast deadline until Wednesday instead of Monday. And that's by design. That's so I can get your papers graded, but also because I had promised you last week that I would have a video to help you with the compare and contrast essay, and lo and behold, the week got bananas, and I ended up not getting that made until Thursday, I think it was. So it wouldn't be fair to you to only give you the weekend after I made the video. So I've given you a couple of days extension there. So make sure that you do not treat this as a research paper. Do not go on the internet and start looking for stuff. Go only to procon.org or go only to CQ Researcher. I think procon.org is a better resource, but you can use CQ Researcher as well, because it's a much more thorough resource, if you will. Procon kind of gives you the snapshot. CQ Researcher gives you articles that are very lengthy at times. So remember that if you do directly quote one of those websites, to use that cite tool and to make sure that you put in quotations and put in the parentheses at the end of the quote, either say Procon or say CQ Researcher, depending upon which one you're actually going to use. And a CQ Researcher, you're most likely going to use the author's name, Jones or whatever the author's name is. You're going to use that. You won't need page numbers, because neither one of these websites have page numbers. So you'll just need either Procon or need the author's name if it's off CQ Researcher. And that's the only research you should be doing for this. And only then, even then, it's not really as much research as much as it is familiarizing yourself with both sides of the debate. Now, the research paper will be next, and that's when you'll also give me your opinion on the subject. All you're doing for this one is just give me an objective. Here's what side 1 thinks. Here's what side 2 thinks. This is where they disagree. So that's all you're doing for that assignment. So get that in by Wednesday, and I'll get my comments to you as soon as I can, so that you'll have plenty of time to do the rewrite. And look for those narratives starting probably later today or perhaps tomorrow, and I'll get those graded for you. All right, that's it. Have a great week. If you have any questions, feel free to email or contact me by phone, or if you happen to live in the Albany area, or if you happen to come to campus from time to time, feel free to drop in on me in my office and introduce yourself. Some students already have, and it's been nice to meet those students. I understand if you live in Atlanta or Savannah or Florida or somewhere like that, that's impossible to do. But still, I do like to get to know my students a little bit better. So contact me if you have any questions, and have a great